going to do an unboxing and I am going to take this baby for a spin. I am so excited. Friends, the holidays are upon us and you know what that means? It's baking time. Today's Saturday, and it's a really big Saturday too because this coming week I am going to be getting my countertops measured. So we are getting countertops. They have to come in and they have to measure first, and then it's going to be another week or two maybe before the countertops are done and in place. But for a full day and possibly a day and a half this coming week, I'm not going to be able to use my kitchen. So I have to make a whole bunch of food today, not only for the weekend, but also for the first couple days of next week. I'm going to give you guys a little update of what's going on around the homestead in this video, but we're also going to do a little bit of cooking. Right now I have my vegetarian chili over there. I made a huge big pot of it. You can check that video out here. But also today I'm going to be making a really special recipe, and it's a cinnamon roll recipe that I've had for around 10 years now. I'm also going to be making fig, feta, and olive bake. It's a wonderful recipe by Whip and Wander. I will link to that below. I would like to get 3 apple pies done. In addition to that, I need to make some bread in preparation for next week. And I have a big block of brie cheese that I really want to bake up tonight and do something special with. I'm thinking honey and some of these Granny Smith fresh apples that we have from our local farmers market. I want to take just a second and a break from this video to show you guys my new exciting purchase. I finally upgraded grain mills to a NutriMill and I'm very pleased with this purchase. Check out my NutriMill unboxing. Friends, today is such a big day and I am very excited to open this box. All right, I have to start at the beginning though. Around 15 years ago, I started grinding my own flour for my family and we didn't have a lot of money at the time. So I kind of settled on a super inexpensive grain mill. I purchased it from Pleasant Hill Grain. It was a good grinder. The thing is still running to this day. It's a Jupiter and I still use it. I have been using it. That's what I've been using. You've probably seen it in some of my videos. I am not even sure if Pleasant Hill Grain even carries the Jupiter anymore. I didn't see it on their website. Maybe they do, and it's just not listed on the website. This old Jupiter has been going all this time. It's still going strong. The problem is that it does not grind the flour very fine at all. In fact, the flour is almost as bad as cornmeal. That's how coarse it is. With as much baking as I do, I've been needing to upgrade for quite some time and I've just never gotten around to it. At our previous home, the kitchen was so small that there was no place to have a grinder on the counter, a flour grinder, and just leave it. So I stopped grinding my own flour for a time because it was so much hassle because I would have to go downstairs to get the grinder, bring it up, and then take it back when I was done. There was only so much time in the day, so I just kind of phased out of grinding my own flour for a while. Now that I have this huge kitchen though, I have a place to put a grinder, not only in the cabinets down below, but I have a place to put the flour grinder on the counter and leave it. Of course, this means a whole new world of possibilities is opened up to me when it comes to a flour grinder. Okay, I've been researching a flour grinder and which one to get for about 3 months now. And oh my gosh, there are so many options out there. I had eventually narrowed down my choices to a NutriMill and a Como. I ended up deciding on getting a Como and I ordered it. It was on back order and I knew that when I ordered it, I knew it wasn't going to come for a month. Long story short, a month came and went and I got a notification from Pleasant Hill Grain that the Como was going to be on back order for another month. So I called them and I asked them what was going on and they were so nice to me and they explained that the company was having trouble keeping supplies in stock. So this was kind of an ongoing problem, or has been for a little while apparently. I asked them point blank, is this going to happen again next month? They were so honest and kind and they said they really weren't sure. At that point, I started looking at different options for a grinder because I really didn't want to wait another month and then maybe not even get it in another month. So after asking tons of questions about other grain mills that they had available, I had narrowed it down to a next lineup. I was thinking possibly the Royal Lee, which looks amazing. Honestly, It looks like one of the best flour mills that there are, and they told me that it produces some of the finest flour that you can get. I liked the idea of that royal leaf. However, the look of it wasn't something I wasn't sure I wanted on my counter all of the time. So I went back to the research. I went and asked a friend who had a NutriMill if I could just take a look at her NutriMill, see the flour that it grinds, and see if that would be fine enough for our family. I ended up deciding to go with the NutriMill. And so today is the big unboxing, and I am so excited because this NutriMill is beautiful, you guys. I ended up going with the NutriMill in Harvest Gold. The hopper fill capacity is 1 pound and 5 ounces. I really like that the NutriMill Harvest has a 5-year warranty. Friends, I want to take a second and just talk about how wonderful the people at Pleasant Hill Grain were. They were so willing and ready to help me with all of the questions that I had, and believe me, I had a lot of questions, but they were wonderful and so patient. I highly recommend getting your grain mill from Pleasant Hill Grain. They have many different options available. I am not an affiliate with them at this point in time. I really like that they're a smaller business and not a major corporation. I will link to their website below. Like I said, I'm not an affiliate at the time of making this video. I am considering becoming one, but I'm not at this time. But I highly recommend that you consider them for all of your grain needs and your grain mill needs. And they have many, many different accessories, including appliances, fruit presses, meat processing equipment, grains and foods, bakeware, cookware, dining accessories, cook's tools, and more. So definitely check their website out. Before we put our aprons on and start baking, let's take a little tour around the homestead and see what's happening. It is really cold and it's a perfect day for chili. We finished harvesting the majority of our garden this week. And today we're gonna work on putting some fertilizer on. The chickens are all looking happy. We do have one chicken in chicken prison right now over in that blue coop. It's gonna be tricky. She's been eating eggs, but the thing is that's where our fertilizer is. It's really cold and we decided not to tackle it today, but we're going to get to it this week. Another project we have going on is we're still working on siding. We've been working hard to fill all the gaps in the logs. With the cold weather coming, we definitely don't want it coming in the house. Another extremely fun thing that we did is we hung our tomato plants. A friend told me that if you hang your tomato plants, you can have them all the way into December. I've been working really hard at getting organized because I know that once the snow flies and we're all cooped up inside, organization indoors is going to mean so much more. We've been working hard, getting lots of firewood. We actually bought logs. My husband's been bucking up the logs and cutting the firewood for us, and our boys have been stacking it. They've been working so hard to get that done before snow falls. I've been working to add some more cozy touches around our mountain home. There is snow on our mountain out there. It's snow. It's like a very fine dusting of snow. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I saw that up there earlier this morning and I thought maybe it was just frost, but it's still there. I wonder how long it is before we have snow here. First thing I'm going to do is light some candles because it's a really dark day outside and I want to cheer the kitchen up a little bit. And the second thing I'm going to do is pour myself a little cup of coffee because it's getting to be later in the day. It's the afternoon. It's around 3 o'clock and I need a pick-me-up. There's a funny story behind this cup. It's both mine and my husband's favorite cup and we're always fighting over it. This afternoon, I've got it. I'm going to start out by measuring out about 2 teaspoons of yeast. Next, I'm going to add about 1/3 of a cup of warm water, and you don't want the water too hot or it will kill the yeast. I like to stir the yeast and the water together just a little bit. You don't have to overmix it, just so it will dissolve. One of my secret ingredients is 1 cup of Greek yogurt. This makes these super creamy, super soft. I also add a half of a cup of milk and about a tablespoon of lemon juice. Next up is a half a cup of shortening and a teaspoon of salt and a half of a teaspoon of baking soda. I mix this together for a little while and then I add the yeast. I'm now adding 2 cups of wheat flour and 2 1/4 cups of unbleached organic flour. Sourdough cinnamon rolls. These ones are going to be for tomorrow. They won't keep in the refrigerator for a couple days like I need the other kind to. So we start with about a half a cup shortening again. Got an 1/8 of a cup of sugar. 1 1/2 cups water that is slightly warm, not too warm. 1 1/2 cups of sourdough starter. I have a lot of sourdough starter here. I'm gonna make pancakes with the rest of this in the morning. 1 egg. About 2 cups of flour. This is whole wheat. 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. Now I'm going to add about a cup of unbleached flour. This keeps it nice and light. I like to use half whole wheat and half unbleached. If it's all whole wheat, it's a little dense and my family doesn't like it and they just simply won't eat it. If I use half wheat and half unbleached, they eat it and they still get at least more nutrition than they would have had I used all unbleached. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar because the apple cider vinegar helps the wheat to soften from what I've read before. Add another cup of unbleached flour. And we're adding another cup of unbleached flour. And I've got the dough hook in now. And 1 last cup of flour.
Dry. Do you know I'm looking and I can't help but smile.
I'm actually gonna need another half of a cup of flour approximately.
I put my feet up and we just sing along and I can't help but feeling just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together?
In about an hour and a half, this one over here, which is not the sourdough, is going to be ready to punch down, roll out. And then I'm going to put the butter on and the cinnamon, and then I'm gonna roll them up and I'm gonna put them in the freezer. This one here, it's gonna be too dark out. I'll lose all this beautiful natural light. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably not gonna show you. I'm just gonna show you how it works with this one. And then I'm gonna do the same exact thing with this one, only I need to wait longer with this. I need to wait probably about 5 hours with this one, maybe 6. I'm gonna put it in a warm place, let it rise, and then I'm going to roll it out and do the same thing with this one that I will show you with that one. But this one here, this one is going to be for tomorrow morning. So after I roll this one out in about 5 hours and put the cinnamon and butter on it and everything, I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and let it rise overnight in the refrigerator, and it will rise overnight in the refrigerator. The ratio of sugar to cinnamon that I use is 1/4 of a cup of cinnamon to 2 cups of sugar. But I have been known to use up to nearly 1/3 of a cup of cinnamon before. You really can't get too much. Oh, I guess you could.
Just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? favorite song on, just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. Forever. Forever.
Go ahead and reach around and get some.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking?
This is always a really big hit with my family. This is just baked brie with some honey and sliced apples. Super simple, super easy. Boy, you know what? Now that I'm done with all the filming for the day, the sun's gonna come out again.
I haven't cut it up.
You want me to cut it up?
Yeah.
Okay.